All right. Let's explain this problem in another way. Here we have negative 4. Negative 4 divided by negative 8. So the reason why we should consider changing this divisional sign is to make the solving process easier. This sign of division is equivalent to this sign like this, which is Nash, or this sign like this. They're all the same. These lines are just line of division. You see, when somebody tells you the battle line has been drawn, meaning be careful. Meaning there is division. There is a demarcation. So it is always dividing things. You see line always to divide things. Like when you bring a knife, you see knife will be like a something straight like a line. When you put it on orange, it will divide the orange into two. It will give a line. It will divide it shoop. So that's this sign, what it means. Sign of division. So in a case like this, we are asked to divide this 4, this negative 4, among this negative 8. Let's take for instance, this 4 is an orange. Now you are asked to divide this 4 orange among 8 people. That's just the logic here. So what do you do then in a situation like this? You bring the negative 4 up. This negative 4 will be the numerator because 8 is the divisor. You bring 8 as the denominator. Why like this? Because in mathematics, the first thing you meet in a case like this, in this situation, when you have 2 numbers, the one at the front is the one you're going to divide and share among the one at the back in a situation like this, in this case. So at this point now, you will divide the numerator by 8 pieces. You will attack the numerator with the denominator. So at this case now, when the reason why this negative will cancel out, is because if you want to solve this mathematics now in another form, if you break this mathematics down in another form, see what this thing will give you. This particular math here, if you want to make it as easy as possible. See how you will state them. If you don't want to go with this, go this way now. -4 divided by -8. Here, both of them are having denominator. But the reason why in mathematics we don't put these denominators is because we already know that if you give me one apple and ask me to eat it, me alone, you are giving it to me. You and I know that it is meant for only me. Therefore, I will eat it and eat it alone. I won't give to anyone. So, why should I keep the apple? I won't keep the apple. I'll eat it because it is meant for me. It has been given to me. In this situation, we know there is one here. And we also know that there is one here. How do we know there is one? We know there is one because they are not fraction. It is just a whole number, single number, which means a whole number like this belongs to one person. If it is serving something like, 1/2, which is half, meaning this orange, one orange is given for 2 persons to divide. Therefore, one person cannot take it alone. You have to share this one orange into 2 for 2 persons who happen to be the owners. So that's why we don't usually put the 1 under. In every whole number, it always has 1 under it. So if you want to understand why this thing will be cancelled, here you will see. So in this situation like this, remember that divisional sign has its twin brother, multiplication sign. These 2 things are brothers. They are twin brothers. They work hand in hand. So mathematically, when you put it like this now, when you just state it like this thing you are seeing here, when you put it like this, see what you will do to understand it. You will cross multiplication. If you want to know why that thing is happening there, why this negative will go away. When you put this sign, you will say -4 over 1 times, you're now doing cross multiplication. Remember that whenever multiplication is coming into mathematics of divisional sign, it creates chaos. It starts fighting anyhow by turning things upside down. This is what it does here. Always. Because you are making problem with his twin brother. You are fighting with his twin brother. So when it comes in now, it comes to retaliate, to make troubles and put things upside down. That's what it does. Because you are challenging his brother divisional sign. So when it comes in now, it creates this thing I'm telling you. It turns things upside down. And this one will go up here. 8 will come down. -8, remember. So when -8 comes down, a situation like this, what are you doing? What we are having down will be dividing what is staying up or multiplying what is staying up. But if you multiply them, they will still give you the same thing. Because here we are having +1. Here we are having +1. And remember that when negative times positive, it will give you negative. When positive times negative, it will give you negative still. If you allow your positive child to mingle with negative children, it will probably get contaminated and become negative child. So that's what you should. That's why you see good children easily become bad children than bad children becoming good children. That's why they always try to warn us when we are growing. Do not go with this child. Do not go with that child. Because negativity easily attracts positivity and turn it to negative. Very easily it happens that way often in our daily life. So a situation like this now, you don't multiply them anymore. You go straight and do your division work here. In this case, you say, okay, let's break it down gradually so that we can understand how the thing went on. What can you use to divide this 4 and equally use it to divide this 8? The smallest thing you can use can be 2. When you put 2 inside this 4 now, it will give you 2. 2 will remain. When you put 2 inside this 8 now, 4 will remain. When you put 2 again inside this 2, 1 will remain. When you put another 2 inside this 4, 2 will remain. You are simplifying it, breaking it step by step, little by little. So mathematics is all about simplification, making things easier, solving problems. That's what mathematics does. So when 1 remains here now, you say 1 times 1. Because automatically, when we are butchering things, this negative here will cancel this negative here. Because negative and negative, they look alike. That's the case here. The same way too, that is, you are saying let negative divide negative. Of course, when you carry a negative child and give to a negative, when you carry your negative child and give to his negative friends, they will make positive things because they are both negative. Their discussion will be making sense to them. If, for example, this your negative child here is a smoker, he smokes a lot. When he meets his fellow smoking friends, they'll be laughing, they'll be chatting, they'll be having a wonderful time. That's what is happening here. That's why this negative and this negative will go away. Then you will now say 1, which happened to be alone, to times this one, will give you 1. Then this 1 will times this 2 here. It will give you 2. This is how we got this thing. That's the logic. And if you want to break these 2, this half we are having here, this half we are having here, you can furthermore. You can go further to say 2 divide 1, which will not work. 0, you put 0, add point. Then you add 0 to this 1 and say 10 divided by 2. It will remain 5. That is how we got this decimal number.